Hi, I'm Karen Paul Holmes, and I'm going to be reading today from my second book of poetry, which is No Such Thing as Distance by Terrapin Books. And I'm done with my advertisement now. Thanks for being here. I know you've probably been looking at screens a lot lately, because I have too, but I'm really happy to be reading my poems for you. And I'm going to read a poem that refers to a recipe. This book has poems threaded through it about family and about cooking together, and there are some family recipes from my Macedonian heritage at the back of the book. So this one is called Macedonian Bean Soup. His mail gets forwarded now, but sometimes a letter slips through. My ex enters my mail slot, his address mine once again. An envelope might even slap Mr. and Mrs. This sadness, some say it will linger. My cheerful self will have a chink. Does it add character? I pass the heavenly ham shop, think of the bean soup my dad taught him to make, and see them in our kitchen, chopping yellow onions just so, the secret pinch of mint, peppers a little too hot for me, but not for them. How of all the sons-in-law, he was the one who asked to learn. How I will never have his soup again. Perhaps someday I'll make it myself. Call the leaving a blessing, move to the shore of a silver blue lake, mountains echoing fireworks on the 4th of July, chinks of brilliance in black sky. And I have moved there, and there are boats, and I have a wonderful new fiance with me. So the sad story ended there. I'm going to read a sad poem next about my mother, but I will follow it with something more cheerful. Crossing off days. We read her journals after she died. Was that wrong? We hoped to latch on to a piece of our mother, connect to a part we didn't know. We found her berating herself each day. Yesterday I didn't do a thing. Lazy old goat. Must jump into action today. Send a card to Dolores. Make the meat pie. She only wanted to sit in the lounger, a pot of tea, shoulders shawled for the morning breeze, garden on the other side of the porch, screens, hibiscus, palms, honeybell orange. More than once, she told us she wanted to be found in that chair, still and peaceful, with Mozart or pink martini, but not yet. Tomorrow, I will make myself go to water aerobics. None of us remembers when Mother began crossing off days on her desk calendar. X, X, X. Perhaps at 74, after Dad died, X marked another day closer to him. A task done, another day muddled through, X times 365 times 12. When cancer returned, hospice set up a bed in her den with garden windows. Except she didn't recognize the room, accused us of conspiracy, thought we had sent her to a nursing home. A grandson carried her to the porch one morning, wanting to believe she'd grasp chair, hibiscus, breeze. The photo we can't look at now amplifies what we couldn't see then. Her mummy-like body, bone showing through hands like the underside of a leaf. And this poem was inspired by a poem by Rilke, What Will You Do, God, When I Die? And that's the title of this poem, too. What will you do, God, when I die? Will you become me and I you as I leave this body, the only home I remember? Will rejoining be serenity, even more than I feel lying drowsy in my love's embrace? I believe you are the light that passes through every body, the space occupying each atom, water permeating the sponge of all flesh, all matter. They say I am that, but in this human beingness have forgotten. Will you give me a white tassel, light as breath for passing all my lifetimes, or send me back to trudge again through the 1,000 lessons I failed? This time, I think I learned to love the right way, to find you in my core. I have felt sorrow's blade carving a place for grace to fill. Am I ready to rise with this mist, lifting from the river in morning's silver? And I've got one more poem. This is a season for lilacs where I am, and I remember them from my childhood, but they don't grow well here in the Blue Ridge Mountains. So I did try to plant one, and I have a poem about that. Lilacs easily outlive the one who planted them. High up in the Blue Ridge, when your hair has grayed, you catch the scent again, lilac, its certain purple plumes, and there you are in Flint, age 12, with the pixie haircut like Twiggy's. You lie on top of the covers as perfume creeps across your pillow, even on windless nights, even with the yellow curtains drawn. You might climb out the window onto the first-story roof to touch the top of the lilac bush, violet on a bright night. Plant a lilac in the Georgia mountains on the lake side of your cottage where it might be cool enough to thrive. Plant it in your father's name next to the goldfinch feeder. Leave unpruned for profuse flowering. Bring long branches, blossom-laden, into your kitchen. Place them in your mother's tallest milk glass vase. Thank you again so much. And if you're interested, you can buy my book from me, KarenPaulHolmes.com, or you can order it from Terrapin Books from their website, from Amazon or Barnes & Noble. It's also carried at City Lights Bookstore in Sylva, North Carolina, if you're out that way. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed being here.